Okay, can everybody hear me now? I have a chat box on the hello. There's a chat box on the left side of the screen. If someone could type in that you can hear me just fine, I would appreciate it. I've already had some audio problems and a drop. A little muffled. Okay. I appreciate the feedback. Great. I do have this conference in discussion mode, so if you do unmute your phone, you can jump in with any questions. You can also use on the left-hand side of the screen to type in any questions. Promotions at Roar is a brand new initiative. We're very excited about it. It is members only, which means that only members can attend. We're getting great pickup on renewals and reinstatements and people joining. Still getting some audio issues here. Let me continue, and Al, I see that you can't hear me, so if you can't hear me, try your phone. I'm getting messages from others that I'm coming through okay. Apologize for the technical difficulties. It does seem to be part of this whole webinar process. Promotions at Roar is going to be October 15, which is a Wednesday, being held at Ford Field. In a few weeks, you'll be getting an email invitation like the cover that I've got shown on the board on the screen here. This is an exciting facility. I've got some pictures in this presentation, but all of them were taken during our site visit, so it's not live and that sort of thing. Just wanted to go over the schedule as we have planned. Around 9:30, we'll be gathering in the Hall of Legends. It's up on the second level. It's got like the Hall of Fame of Detroit Lions history. Great place with a great view of the city. Paul Bellantone, the CEO and president of PPAI, is going to be speaking on how to put Roar into your promotions. It's a presentation geared for end users. However, every distributor and supplier, for that matter, that I know can get an awful lot out of it because it really speaks to the latest research that really shows the strength of our medium. It's got research that shows that we've got a very low cost per thousand. He explains that we are the 8th largest of all of the measured media, and with the growth we've been experiencing, by the time the latest numbers come out, we very well could be number 6. For an old industry, we're one of the fastest growing. These are the type of things that your buyers need to hear about, and so it would be a great time to bring them out for a continental breakfast, show them Hall of Legends, let them meet the president of the International Association and hear firsthand. It'll be about a 1-hour presentation. I've got 15 minutes of slop in there on that preliminary schedule, but it's going to be very exciting. The show floor opens at 11 o'clock and runs from 11 to 3. We've got about 85 booths sold. Our goal is 100. My stretch goal is 115. I do have a list of exhibitors later on in this presentation, and if any of your favorites are not shown, I'd appreciate that you nudge them and tell them they have to be there. The Continental Breakfast will be at 9:30 and preliminary to Paul's presentation, which runs from 9:30 to 10:45. So just be coffee and soft drinks, water, and breakfast type pastries at that time. The 11 to 3 will be the show floor, and we've got most of the top 50 suppliers already signed up. It's a pipe and drape show, so it's going to be beautiful. And then that runs on what's called Adams Street. If Adams Street continued before the stadium was built, it would run right through there, so that's why they call it Adams Street. When the show concludes at 3 o'clock, we're going to start stadium tours. I do have a place to reserve those in advance. If you've already registered, I'll be contacting you about signing up for that. If you go to the new registration form online, which is a bit.ly, a shortened URL, so that would be http://bit.ly/MIPA roar. And that's capital M, capital R on those. That's the short link that brings you to that registration, and I can send that to you as well. Also on the left hand side of the screen by the chat box, I do have a save the date PDF that you can use to invite your clients. You can download that there. If you have not received the full brochure, we did a mailing with membership information and the full distributor brochure. That's available for download also there. Tuning in on the call, we have T. Hamilton. T is our designer extraordinaire and the creative behind the logo and the great look that you're seeing to all of the MIPA stuff that we're doing. She's also working on some additional invitations, and I have a video invitation that you can send to your clients that should be done this week. PPAI is finishing that up for us. So a lot of great things. I better quit getting distracted. I get so excited about this stuff. So anyway, back to the show's over at 3. You're taking your client out right down to the locker rooms, to the up to the press box, up to a corporate suite, down on the playing field where it all happens. In the meantime, we've got a reception and cash bar going on. We're going to have 2 photographers, professional photographers throughout the day who are going to be taking a lot of pictures. We'll be posting those up where you'll be able to download them and get those to your clients. And we hope to have some fun type football style games that are going on. And then we'll have a brief gala awards reception, all part of that excitement. So probably from about 3 to about 5:30, lots of fun stuff that'll be going on. With an end user show, it is kind of a different animal. We don't want this to turn into people trying to steal other people's clients or dealing with any of the type of innuendo or things that can just be misunderstood and misconstrued. So we have some specific rules that we are going to have to demand that be followed. First of all, no distributor advertising or self-promotion. I know most of you distributors probably don't have a shirt that doesn't have your logo on it. You're going to have to find one, or you're going to have to wear the t-shirt that we're going to be handing out, because we don't want you flashing a lot of product with your name on it. It just has to be. It's a no advertising policy. So keep the hat in the car. Wear your Sunday best without a logo on it. If your car is already has one of those paint jobs with the name on it, yes, you can bring it, but don't be putting a sign on the roof, and also be considerate of others. Park it in a less conspicuous spot. But no banners or signs on your vehicles in the parking lot. We have to do that because we have to draw the line somewhere. If we don't, a small distributor is going to be intimidated by a large distributor who might come in with 20 people all dressed in the same type of shirts and so on. It just sends the wrong message. So please, we're going to ask you politely to put on a different shirt if you're wearing a bright, brilliant shirt, and we're going to ask you not to be carrying logoed items because we have to have that set. We'll be just providing the bags. Vic Graphic Norwood has donated NFL-approved transparent bags. Not that it's an NFL game, but your clients will be able to take those to any NFL or MLB game because they are...
What now, woman?
Okay, they're gone. Second rule, no solicitation of clients or distributor personnel. That's pretty much self-explanatory. this is not the forum to be looking for new customers or trying to be soliciting other salespeople. Also, just from potential misinterpretation, you don't need to bring your business cards. You've invited your client, they know you, you've exchanged your cards already. The suppliers are going to be told and enforced, no business cards. They can't hand their card to your clients. Everyone at the show is an invited guest by someone. Handing out cards can just get misinterpreted. This is a professional trade show, no pets, no kids. Promote the show to your clients, and I'm going to have some additional suggestions as I go through here. And remember to follow up before and after. That's just good business. And my next presentation webinar on the 17th, I'm really going to dig into pre-show, at-show, and post-show strategies a little deeper. Non-member distributors, they're just not going to be there. You have to be a member of MIPA or one of the District 3 associations. We have invited OPA, TISPA, PPA Chicago, PPA, and UMAP to allow their members to attend our show. But we will be confirming that they are members in good standing of those regional associations. This, and I'm going to get to it, can be a great competitive advantage for you. Because it is members only, non-members, their clients may appreciate an invitation from you. The clients are going to be registered to the first distributor to send in a registration for them. In other words, I know there's some big players throughout the state. When I worked on the cereal company account in Battle Creek, I knew I had 3 other competitors that were doing business with the same people within that company that I was. So as we get the registrations, if we get a duplicate of a name on a client, it's going to go to the first distributor that registered them. And I'll hit it one more time. Association membership dues have to be paid and in good standing for you to attend and invite clients to the show. As the registrations have started coming in, we're already up over 100 people registered for the show. When I get a chance to catch my breath, I will be following up and be making sure that everyone is paid up and collecting those. Want to say this, invite your clients early and invite them often, just like voting in Chicago, early and often. The pre-registration deadline is the 10th, which is the Friday before the show. But don't be afraid to invite someone. Your competition may forget to invite someone, or maybe they're not a MIPA member, and so they can't attend the show. They can't invite that client, or that they may be inviting their top priority clients, and someone who's one of your targets may be a target for you and not getting invited by their current distributorship. So don't be afraid to invite people. I've got a copy of the Save the Date form that you're seeing on the screen up at the top upper left that you can download and use that. And as I mentioned, T's working on some additional invitations that we'll be really getting that pulled together in this upcoming week. Send reminders. Once you've invited your clients, you're going to want to send reminders. I would recommend like on October 1st and then the 10th, the 13th, and maybe even the morning of the show. We all get busy, and so make sure that you're reminding them of the show and that they attend. This is really a phenomenal event and really a phenomenal opportunity for you to develop a tight relationship with your clients. I mean, you're bringing them to Ford Field. You're inviting them to hear the president of the International Association speak in the Hall of Legends. You're offering to take them on an insider's VIP tour of the stadium, getting them actually down on the playing field, in the locker rooms, in the press box, things they just can't experience anywhere else. And you're the person doing that. They're definitely going to be remembering you for that. As always, plan your show. I've got a list of the exhibitors further in this presentation. I'll be posting it up to the MIPA website later this week. I would promise today, but I don't like to overpromise, but it will happen in the next day or two. So know what products, what suppliers, and what reps you want to highlight, what you want them to see, and make sure that that you've got a plan in place. The atrium. This is what Ford Field looks like when there's no show going on and no setup. This is the atrium area. This is where we're going to be setting up. We can call it a members lounge, but the whole Ford Field is members only that day. We'll have coffee and water service there. We'll have tables and chairs set up, so you'll have a place to stop, sit down, re-meet with your customers and clients. Later on at 3 o'clock, we'll have this set up for the gala reception. It's beautiful. It overlooks the field, as you can see behind the big pole on the side there. It's just a great place to relax, conference, meet, and this is right adjacent to Gate G. If you're not familiar with Ford Field, I've got more information on that also coming up in this presentation. This is Adam Street. This is Adam Street on a non-event day. Thanks to LaDonna Belcher and Pioneer Balloon, we're going to have a nice balloon decoration, as this will be the entranceway to where the pipe and drape booths are going to be lined up on both sides. I have, as I mentioned, 85 booths sold right now. Our target's 100. Pretty confident we're going to get there. Stretch goal would be 115, which would make us bigger than our Cirque de Mipa. This late in the year, that is a challenge. Cindy, I see your note that you don't have the presentation but the audio. You may try re-logging in. Sometimes that does it. Sometimes people do lose the internet connection. I'm not sure what that is. Otherwise, I can send you the presentation afterwards. The Breadstick Restaurant. The Breadstick Restaurant is up on the second level. That sign on the left-hand side of the picture on your screen shows the directional that's up during the week within Ford Field for the Breadstick. So there is a place where you'll be able to buy a lunch or grab a quick bite throughout the day. It is open from 8 till 7 and serves the typical restaurant fare. What you're looking at is Gate G as we come in. This front part where John Bates is walking, there will be where the registration tables will be set up. Off to the right is that atrium area with the members lounge. But if you don't want to take your client to a restaurant, you can always rent some time in the MIPA suite. The MIPA suite is a 900 square foot suite that we're going to have set up with lots of snacks and food and game type food for people to participate in. Gives you a quiet place to meet with clients, place to put a little food in their belly, and it's rather prestigious. $30 per person. It's overlooking the playing field. Our catering order is for soft drinks, popcorn, peanuts, fruits, pretzels, and that will be, as I mentioned, $30 per person for a pass to the suite. Really creates a nice VIP experience. It'll be open on a non-reserved basis from 11 to 4. So you can bring your clients up there anytime just to get a break from the show floor or just to get a break to compare notes and see what they're excited about. If you want to go big or go home. The ultimate hospitality offering is the MVP suite. Actually, we had a larger suite, but we've already sold that out. The championship suite, we only had 2 available, and those have sold out, but we still have the MVP suites available. These are also 600 square feet. It's the same size as the MIPA suite. The price of $2,500 includes 10 end-user tickets, which is a $100 value, $300 in food and catering credit. There's TV monitors in there, so you can put your own presentation on a flash drive and have your own programming being shown in your suite. You can entertain your clients from 9 o'clock in the morning till 5. If you request it, we can get Paul Valentone, the PPAI president. We can get Mark Jenkins, the chairman of the board, and of course myself, be available to come up, meet and greet with your clients and say a few words. We also have Rory, the official Lions mascot, reserved for a portion of the day. Subject to availability, we could probably even get Roy to come up and meet with your clients for some photo ops. We have the professional photographers hired for the day. Again, if you rent the Ultimate Hospitality, the MVP suite, we're going to work with you to make that just a centerpiece of your marketing and a day that you'll just never forget. A lot of people ask, do I have to escort my client through the show? You don't have to. You don't need to be afraid to allow them to shop on their own. But do suggest that they take notes and that you set up a time to regroup with them, to share and to follow up. You can trust your vendor reps. They're experienced with end user shows. 18 out of the 26 regional associations do end user shows. A lot of large distributors have them. Our vendors know how to work end user shows. And as much as I'm hammering home the rules to distributors on how to work a show and what the rules are, we're hammering that home to suppliers as well. They know that they can get kicked out of the show or banned from MIPA events if they do anything that violates the show rules. Samples. Here's where you're going to have to make sure that you understand and know what's going on. Speaking of rules to suppliers, they're being instructed not to send samples unless they're free or they have your specific approval. So make it a point to understand who's going to be paying for what. If you tell your clients, hey, I'll get you all the samples you want, keep in mind we've got some premium incentive vendors there. Someone representing Canon cameras or Bulova watches is going to be there. So you don't want somebody ordering a $500 watch sample without your approval. So make it a point to understand who's paying for what when it comes to sampling. Follow up with your customers after the show. Obviously, and I'll get into this in more detail in the webinar on the 17th, but we're going old-fashioned, old-timey, three-part, didn't even know they made three-part MCR forms anymore, but they do. And we're using a three-part form. One copy the exhibitor retains, one goes to the distributor, and the third copy goes to MIPA. All the leads sheets pertaining to your client will be mailed to you, the ones that MIPA gathers, along with the key to your client's code number. By that, what we mean is we're going to create a code number for each client. It'll tie them to your distributorship. The first number is identifying your distributorship, and then an alpha code identifying the client, so that we know that number 231-A is so-and-so from client company, etc. But even though each exhibitor is going to have plenty of lead sheets, really encourage your clients to take their own notes and to get back with you with their interests, questions, ideas, etc. You know, the vendors are well-intentioned, but they sometimes get really, really busy. Sometimes they may get interrupted as they're writing something down and not get back to it. And some of them, quite frankly, have handwriting that looks like doctors. So make sure that you're getting it clear. There's really no easy way to handle leads at a show like this, and which is why we're going back to the old-timey three-part form, is it seems to be the most accurate of all of them. Electronic, I mean, we could put a QR code on your client's badge and have the vendor scan that, but there too, they're going to they're going to be tapping away with one finger while someone else is coming up to their booth. So we're using the three-part form, but really encourage your clients and encourage conversations about what they saw, what they're interested in, what surprised them, and that sort of thing, because it's great. Client confidentiality. Each client's going to have a color-coded badge. We've got black lanyards, and we'll have a black identifier on their badge, identifying them as an end user. The only information that's going to be available is going to be their first name, and it will say guest of ABC distributorship. And then it will have their number. And again, that number will assist us in getting the right information back to you. Distributors and suppliers are not allowed to hand out business cards. Violators will be asked to leave. We've covered that, but some things I want to hit and hit and hit. Parking. Parking's included. Yes, that expensive Ford Field parking lot is ours for the day, and it's right adjacent to Gate G. That's on St. Antoine Street. So Ford Field has a Brush Street address, and you'll see that is the street in between Comerica Park and Ford Field. The parking lot is right there on St. Antoine. Gate G is right across the street. So going to be very easy, very simple. Your client's registration includes a parking pass, and your registration includes one parking pass as well. So free parking, real easy to get to. I will have the latest street information available as we get closer and be distributing that. We don't see any type of problem with the closure of I-96. Ford Field is very easy to get to from I-75, very easy to get to from I-94, from 375. I-96 should not be an issue for anybody getting to the show. Should be very easy to get down to downtown Detroit during the show time. Our headquarters hotel, Greektown Casino, is just 3 blocks away. Very easy walking distance to the show as well. So great location, easy parking, exciting facility, and hopefully tonight the Lions will be putting a big exclamation point on the type of season they're going to have this year. The stadium tours. This is exciting. Not everybody gets to see the inner workings of an NFL stadium, and Ford Field is one of the newest. It's one of the nicest facilities in the league. Starts at 3 o'clock. I'm going to ask you to sign up so that we can set up the tours. We're basically going to have 4 tour groups going through at each time. So we do need to get that organized. So there'll be 4 groups of 30 to 40 people. One will start in the locker rooms, one will start in the press box, one will start on the playing field, one in the corporate suites, so that we can process all of the people through that are going to want to do that. But what an outstanding opportunity for you to really impress a client. These stadium tours, they get to see both the visitors and the home locker. And not only that, Ford Field is giving us the opportunity to put a nameplate into each of the lockers. So for $20, you can buy a nameplate and have it set in the locker with your client's name on it. So imagine their surprise as you're walking them through the locker room to find their name up over one of the lockers. And of course, great photo opportunity, and then you can let them take the nameplate home. Be a lasting impression, something they're never going to forget. There's only a total of 65 lockers in both of the locker rooms total that we can use these plates for. We've sold about 10 of these so far, so if you've got a client in mind, get those orders in to me just as soon as you can, because it is first come, first served, and while supplies last. Get a chance to see the press box and the type of view that those announcers are giving. You may want to tune into Monday Night Football tonight, because you'll get to see the other view of the press box because they're playing at Ford Field. To actually walk down onto the playing field, for a football fan, it's huge. And then if you haven't taken them to the NIPA suite or rented your own MVP suite, this is a chance to see how the other half lives during the game. They'll show what the big corporate suites look like. This is the Hall of Legends, and leads you through pictures of the Lions greats and their history. The doors at the back of that picture open up to where Paul Valentin is going to be giving his presentation. Again, about 9:30, we'll start with the Continental Breakfast, some introductions. He'll get started probably about 9:45 on how to put the roar into your promotions. This is a powerful presentation on the return on investment that our medium offers. He's going to have all of the latest research about how we outperform any other media, for recall, for retention, for goodwill. And these are verifiable numbers, so it's a tremendous presentation for you to make sure that your clients get a chance to hear. Here's who we've got signed up as of last night. Like I mentioned, there's 85 booths sold so far, and we're continuing to sign up additional exhibitors, as you can see from this list. Most of the top 40 suppliers, all of your favorite multi-line reps are going to be there. It's just going to be a fabulous show. You can tell I'm excited by it. If you've got some people from out of town, or if you just want to really add to the experience, we have got just an unbelievable rate, 50% off the normal rack rate at the Greektown Casino Hotel. Only $129, and that's either for the night of the 14th or the 15th, or both. It's going to provide free self-parking, complimentary Wi-Fi, complimentary access to the fitness center, complimentary access to the business center, at a beautiful hotel with gaming. It doesn't get much better than that. Just 3 blocks from the hotel, right in the middle of the theater district. There's tons of fantastic restaurants all around the Greektown area. If you haven't been to downtown Detroit lately, it's vibrant. It's really it's vibrant and it's safe. My wife and I went down in late May to see the monkeys. Yeah. Anyway, and we really enjoyed walking around downtown Detroit, and not only felt safe, I would say there were fewer people begging than what I experienced here in Grand Rapids. Downtown Detroit's got it going, and it's time for you to go check it out. $129. So that night that we wanted to stay was a weekend night, and we were looking at $298 on the website for that night. Again, it's members only. I'll take any questions either by chat or if you want to unmute yourself. I'm also going to be looking for volunteers to help us with the show. It takes an awful lot to put on a show like this. As people come in and register, we're going to have to get the right name badges to the right people, and a lot of organization, type things. I'm also always looking for comments and suggestions. Anything you've seen that you would like to add, anything you like or perhaps don't like, I'm open to that. As I mentioned, we have more video. We have a video invitation that's in the works. We have more invitation templates that are in the works. There's my contact information at the bottom there, paul@mipa.org, or my phone number. Give me a call, shoot me an email. We're really going to make this work for you. We've really dug into the end user shows that we've seen around the country, tried to pick up all of the best practices and put them into this, and just create an amazing event that really can provide great return on investment and great return on your relationships. For a distributor to try to put on a show of this nature would just be out of range. But MIPA's doing this and creating something really exciting and wonderful for you. I will be focusing a little more on pre-show and at-show and post-show publicity, and as well as covering some of the same ground for people who didn't get to tune in today on the 17th. That webinar will be at noon. And then on October 2nd, we'll be doing a third webinar, also just to make sure everybody's clear, answer any questions. So I'll take any questions if you want to type them in. If not, there is a place on the survey that you can exit to as you leave this presentation, where you can provide me with additional comments. And again, as I mentioned, I'm looking for volunteers. I'm looking for suggestions. I'm looking for any ideas that we can add to this to make this even better for you and for your customers and for building your business. That's what I've got today. I appreciate you coming in, and look forward to speaking with you all soon. Thanks.